Hey everyone, Stuart with Franklin Hill Ventures. Thanks for stopping by. Just start out with that I'm super pumped. Tomorrow is the day that I turn in my official. It'll be a 5 week notice to leave my current job. So as I mentioned last week, effective September the 3rd, I'll be full time with Franklin Hill Ventures. So super pumped that tomorrow's the day that that becomes official at work. Just before I get started with some of the things I sold last week, uh, another exciting thing this weekend, went to some yard sales and found all this new Beach Boys stuff. Found an Endless Summer LP, a Smiley Smile LP. Love the artwork on both those. And then a Summer Days and Summer Nights LP. Then I got one more Beach Boys thing that I found just today. Actually, the owner of our antique mall in Clinton, Granny's Attic, one of the other dealers brought it in and she immediately sent me a picture. Do you want this? And of course I said, yes. So let's go ahead and share my screen. We'll show that real quick, and then we will jump into some of the things we sold this week. So let me get this shared. And so this awesome towel came into the shop today from one of the other dealers. It's from, I believe, 94, best I can tell. So looking forward to getting that. They're holding it for me, so I'll pick it up whenever I go to the shop this week. So let's go ahead and jump into some of the things that we sold this week. I know I mentioned last week that we didn't really have any big ticket items and we drove it all on volume. We actually had more in the way of some, larger ticket, not anything huge this week, but a lot of $30 to $40 items spread between online and on the booth. And we sold on every platform that we sell on except for Depop. So Etsy picked back up for us. So very excited about that. So we'll start out with these Dance Designs miniature figurines. And these two sold together. These are some things that I've had for a while. And we originally had 10 or 12 of these figurines. And for some reason, this pig and this lion, we didn't list. I needed to clean them, polish them up a little bit. So they kind of sat behind me. You might could have even seen them in some of my previous videos, but I cleaned them up this morning, listed them, and they sold within, I don't know, probably an hour of listing them. They're both going to the Netherlands, which I believe is where, Dance Designs originated over in that part of the world. So the good thing is about selling internationally is the buyer paid shipping as well, because I originally had free shipping. So these sold for $24 a piece. I only had a couple of dollars each in both of them. And as I mentioned, the buyer did pay shipping. So if you're not selling internationally, you're missing a great opportunity. These went eBay standard international shipping, which is very easy. If you've done the other eBay international shipping, then it's very similar. You typically package it up and it goes to an address in Kentucky. So those folks sold today. And then we also have this paper mache fruit, which we got at a thrift shop. Once again, I don't remember the exact amount, but a couple of dollars. Wasn't a huge sale, but really showed this just to stress. I've seen other videos talk about this. Fake food sells really quickly and really well. Whether it's fake bread, fake cheese, fake fruit in this case. If you pick it up and can get it, if you see it and can pick it up cheap enough, then I would recommend buying it. I have always sold any of the fake food that I've gotten. This sold for, as you can see, took a best offer for $15.30, plus the buyer paid shipping. So, a pretty good profit on that. And then, as mentioned, I did get back on the Etsy sales side this week. And it's funny, I sold two things this week that went to Alaska. And it's probably been 2 years since I've sold anything to Alaska. And then I had two items in the same week sale. Two different platforms going to two different people, but this is one of the items that was going to Alaska, and it's this Hudson Ruther, I think is how you say it, oval serving platter. I think I mentioned before I sell a lot of China, so that's kind of one of my bread and butter items, so to speak. But anyway, this sold for around $25 plus the buyer paid shipping. Um, as with most things that I'll talk about tonight, I had a couple of dollars in it. So a good profit margin there, easy to ship, fit perfectly in a 16 by 12 by 8 box. just with the appropriate packing materials for a breakable item. And then the last item I'll show from the online was another Etsy item. And this was a Strawberry Fair open sugar bowl. I bought this with a huge lot of Strawberry Fair items. I've sold most of them. This was actually one of the last items that I've sold, but wanted to go in and show this. This one also sold for about $22, I believe it was. And when you take into account everything I purchased in that lot, only had a couple of dollars in this as well. So, if you're not selling China or other breakables just because, I don't know, you're nervous about shipping, really, as long as you're using an appropriate size box and leaving enough space on each side, then, it's really no different than shipping anything else. I don't double box. I just make sure that I leave enough space around on all sides. So I may make a video one day on my packing methods, but for now, I just wanted to go ahead and show that. So as mentioned, those were the two of the several Etsy sales that I had this week. So let's jump to a couple of booth sales real quick. So I sold this Native American maiden print. I picked this up at a yard sale a while back. It's been in the booths at least several months. I believe I paid $2 for it at a yard sale, and this sold for $40. So a nice turnaround. I always liked the print, and to be honest, was surprised that it stuck around the booth as long as it did. And then the next item, and this was at my Clinton location at Granny's Attic. So as I've mentioned last week, if you're in Clinton, make sure you stop by. There's a bunch of antique malls, all within walking distance, all in one area. And this, sorry, the picture's a little blurry. The only picture I could find of this was on Instagram, so it's a little smaller, and I've sized it up a little bit. But this string art owl from the 1970s, also picked this up at a yard sale. And it was a yard sale my wife and I went to, and they just had stuff everywhere, and it was like $5 all you can put in a Home Depot box. We got, whole China sets. We got all kind of cool stuff. And this was one of the things that we were able to get. And this also sold for, I believe, $40. And, we probably have pennies in that thing because of the way the yard sale where we got it was done. So a really cool piece. So that was the last sale item that I think I'm going to talk about tonight. So I appreciate everybody stopping by. Make sure that you visit my website at www.franklinhillventures.com. That has links to all my marketplaces that I sell on, which are eBay, Etsy, Facebook Marketplace, Mercari, Depop, and Poshmark. And then it also has links to my various social media outlets, which primarily would be Instagram and Facebook. I also do a little bit on Pinterest and a little bit on Twitter, but Instagram and Facebook are where I put most of my efforts. So anyway, thanks for stopping by. I'll probably try to do a midweek video this week. I haven't decided on the topic, just to kind of do something a little different than the weekly updates I've been doing. But I'll definitely be back next Sunday with another weekly update. So everybody enjoy your week, and thanks for stopping by.